Hello, reacting video. Today we're going to take a look at a very fun triple shadow team in the Open Great League here. We're going to have some German gameplay here as well, which is going to make it awkward for me to commentate because my brain thinks in German and English at the same time. Very nice. But we're going to see here a cool team with the shadow version of Swampert, the shadow version of the Alolan Marowak, as well as the Nidoking, which is going to be a very cool Pokemon. Actually, might be a little bit better than you might expect. At least what I think. It might have a lot of play in the current meta, because Nidoqueen was basically always the best Pokemon for those Poison-type Pokemon, but nowadays Nidoqueen is kinda gone since the recent nerf, which in my opinion made the meta a little bit worse than it was before. Like, honestly, today I had a really horrible day for Go Battle League. You're most likely not going to see most battles from that anyway. Like, I tried out so many different teams today that all didn't work out well. It's like the thing that you don't see on YouTube. You see, like, here an entire sweep by Swampert, by the way, which was funny. But yeah, you see on YouTube, like, the teams that usually work. There are a lot of teams that don't work, and like also when I not try to meme or whatever, that just don't work, but they don't do it, like they don't get onto YouTube usually because I don't really want to showcase something where I feel like it's not something that should work and that you should run, unless it's something that's like meme or like just currently a new Pokemon or whatever, which we're going to most likely have soon with Bruxish. Most likely tomorrow they're going to be a little bit less of video, like one video in the normal time there, but like later on I'm just going to skip the second one as we're going to have Bruxish during the night, which is going to be an interesting one. But yeah, anyway, this is an interesting team here from this player that doesn't use all the crazy meta stuff. I haven't really seen Alolan Marowak that often. I haven't seen, even Swampert is not really a common pick currently. I have seen, I don't know how many Lantern plus Noctowl cores today. It was insane. I don't want to play against those Pokemon anymore. I just want the meta to change. I really dislike this core. It's just so annoying to play against. So many times Lantern lead. I actually had one set where I had 5 times in a row Lantern lead. That was amazing. And also 5 times in a row Noctowl in the back with the same team. Just the middle Pokemon changed. I have no idea, like, it was just insane. Here we see actually a Bubble Ludicolo, which is an interesting Pokemon that actually breaks your entire team. So you're gonna go ahead and go for an Earthquake here, trying to get some damage on them, I guess. And you're going to get them at least very low here, and you're going to sack your Swampert. They're going to not have another charge move stored yet, but they will be able to get to the Ice Beam here, but you can let this move go through. Very good recognition there that this is only an Ice Beam or a Leaf Storm. Both of them would be, of course, resisted, but this is something I didn't really realize. We see here the opponent going into their Vigoroth. That was the first Pokemon so far where I was having some issues thinking about the name. But we see here now a Lugia coming in, which you can go for the bait first. It's going to be the Sand Tomb. You're gonna get the shield, which is amazing. Can we see the move hit here? Do we see that Sludge Wave hit the Lugia? Let's take a look at this. We do see that, and we see the Lugia go down there. This is amazing. You're gonna get them very, very low here, and you kind of have to... No, you don't have to bait anything. You're just going to shield it up. It's going to be easy. Next boys I'm coming through, doesn't really matter. You can farm down and win this game. What a cool game here. Next opponent coming in, we're going to see a Walrein. Good old times when Walrein was still meta. Nowadays, not really the best Pokemon to use, but still, yeah, we will see here the Icicle Spear coming through. You will be able to go for an Earthquake. This Earthquake will do hopefully some nice damage. Let's see, it's going to get shielded, which is kind of annoying. You're going to let the Swampert go down here. Definitely a play that I understand, as you're going to go ahead and go into your Marowak, which has a really great matchup here. Usually that's going to be an Icicle Spear, so you're going to be able to resist this one. But yeah, what do you feel about the current meta here for the Open Great League? I'm really not a big fan of it. I really hope, like, one thing that I really hope is that Counter gets nerfed. Because if Counter gets nerfed, I feel like that Medicham, like, going to be kinda useless. Like, not useless, but, like, less viable, which I would really appreciate. Because right now, Medicham is basically the only fighting type Pokemon that's viable in the Open Great League. Main reason for this is just the typing plus having Counter. I just hope that they then maybe do, like, Low Kick or anything other fighting type fast move to boost other fighting type users, which would help out the meta way more. But we have to see what we're going to get here. We're going to get a Grand Ball here, which going to allow you to farm up extra energy. Gonna go for the Sludge with this shiny Shadow Nidoking, as it's going to knock them all the way out here. Next opponent, a Galarian Stunfisk in the lead. Very good lead for you, as you will be able to now go ahead and go for one Hydro Cannon most likely against the opponent here as well. They're going to have a Bullet Seed version of the Greedent, also a Pokemon where I just need a little bit of time to think about the name. But you will be able to take 1 body slam, but I don't think you will be able to take 2 body slams. It's going to be a crunch anyway, but you're actually going to go for the Phantom here, not trying to farm them down there. You're just going to try to keep your shield, which I do understand as we see a Medicham coming in. This game is basically game over at this point of time. You can go for 1 charge move here and you can realign, which is the most important thing here, as they even let this move go through. There's not a lot that the opponent can do here. You can just let this move go through as well, which is going to be the Psychic, and you will have a great time here. They're hopefully going to forfeit soon because there's literally nothing that they can do here. You're actually going to no shield, which is a smart play because they were definitely not at 1 charge mode, like 1 Earthquake yet, as you're going to overfarm a little bit too much. Why does the opponent not go out here? Like, this is like so clearly over. Like, you're just going to shield once, gonna go for 2 Hydro Cannons. It's going to be a good game. But yeah, again, I'm not the biggest fan of the current meta right now. I don't actually know what like I would do different other than like the counter nerf there. I guess I would maybe even nerf also Earthquake, which they have planned. Let me know in the comment section what you would do as changes to hopefully fix this meta, because it's kind of awkward. Like, I also do understand that it's a little bit tricky to fix something like this here, but I feel there needs to be something done. Definitely, like, this meta right now is not really the most fun with Noctowl literally everywhere. The Wing Attack buff, while it was cool, Noctowl was just the one Pokemon that got too overpowered with this one. Every other Pokemon basically that had a Wing Attack kind of feel like they needed this buff and it was good for them, but for Noctowl specifically, this Pokemon was just way too strong for this meta. Now we see the Noctowl going to be able to knock you out here. You have to go into your Marowak to farm them all the way down, or you're going to go into the Swampert and they go into a Pidgeot. Very interesting scenario there. You will be able to go ahead and go for another charge move here. This is, I think, the team that I created, the Double Flyer team. You might want to stay in next time a little bit with your Swampert, because now they're going to be able to debuff you. But I guess, okay, you won't be able to do re damage here with your Marowak anyway, so I guess that does make sense. Marowak gonna go for the Shadowbone here. Will be able to get the shield, which is amazing for you, because now the opponent even going to throw for whatever reason. But now you have only your Swampert left, and you're going to have a pretty okayish timing, I think. You can go for a charge move. This should knock them out here, and you will be able to go ahead and go for an Earthquake against them now to knock them out, but the opponent going to catch the move here onto the Noctowl. So I wonder if you actually can still get to the Earthquake now. Because your health is so low, yes, you don't get there anymore. You're going to lose with 2 shields against a team that I created, which is kind of funny. Next opponent, we're going to face off against a Noctowl here. A Noctowl? A Bastion in there. This is not a Noctowl. We will be able to go ahead and go into the Nidoking. This is definitely not a Noctowl. But we will be able to go for most likely the bait. No, they're gonna go straight for it. I don't think you would have got to the bait as well, so I guess it's a fair play. It's going to be a tough one to win. Not getting alignment here against the Grass Troll teams is kind of detrimental. Like, this kind of always knocks you straight out of here, because now you can farm them all the way down, I guess, but yes, you still have to throw here. You have to throw, otherwise they get to another charge move there. It's a really bad matchup for you. They're most likely going to have something like the Medicham in the back. You're going to go for the straight Hydro Cannon here to try to get the knock out there, but it's going to be in a Azumarill. Okay, Azumarill is something that you can deal with. If it was like Medicham, this game would have been over already. Like this, you can get them, I think, into a Hydro Cannon range now. You have to shield this move up for sure. You have to try to get extra energy here as well. Let's take a look what you're going to do here. You're going to throw at the time where they're going to get the bubble through, but I think that's going to knock them out, hopefully. It does. You still can get to 1 Hydro Cannon. I think I don't know if 1 move is going to be enough for your Marowak here. I don't think it is. Like, let us see here. We're going to see the move carry through. It doesn't do enough damage. They can knock you out. But I think your Swampert is still alive in the back there. You have a 2-turn move. They have a 3-turn move. There's going to be a good game with a 1 HP in a dream against this Grass Troll user. That's very nice. Next opponent, Swampert. Swampert going to be a decent one for you as well. In the lead at least, because your backline really struggles against it, so you have to win the lead scenario here. You have not the best IVs on your Swampert, which is actually pretty decent for the mirror, which will allow you to usually win this, because you can CMP tie against the opponent and win the CMP tie. As we see here that you're going to be able to get both shields from the opponent. They're going to go ahead and throw their charge move here. They are up at 2 as well, but you hopefully can win CMP here, and you can. This is why actually sometimes having worse IVs might be a little bit better if you see them, especially in the lead. In those scenarios, it looks very good for you here, as we're going to see the charge move coming through against the opponent's Trevenant as well. Gonna put them around like half of the health, which is really smart because the opponent was like, you would have been struggling against the Trevenant with your backline, as your Nidoking doesn't really have anything for it. They're gonna go into why do you go into the 90Ls here? That's going to go straight down again, as the Sludge Wave going to knock them straight out of here. Goodbye there, as we see the opponent's Trevenant coming in here as well. And the Seed Bomb is going to knock them out. We see here the fast move down from the Marowak. That should be a pretty decent one, as he can still survive. No, it's actually, I thought it was just a Seed Bomb. It's actually a Shadow Ball, which is going to knock you out of here. Next opponent, Roserade here. That's going to be an interesting one as well. They're going to run not a Poison Jab, they're going to run Bullet Seed, which generates energy faster but does less damage. As we see the Weather Ball coming in here, and Azumarill trying to prove itself against the Nidoking. They're going to shield this move up anyway. You could have also baited, exactly. But you will be able to now go ahead and go into your Swampert again and go for some Earthquakes here. And you can align later on your Marowak against the opponent's Roserade, which will be able to resist all the charge moves that it has. I don't actually think there is a single charge move that Roserade has which would be neutral against loaded Marowak. So like Lone Marowak seems to be the perfect answer for this Pokemon, as we see the Earthquake coming through here. And this going to put them into the right half, where you can go for another charge move here to knock them out. Going to swap out immediately here, exactly what you're supposed to do here, as they're going to stay in and go for another charge move here. This could be a Leaf Storm, which would do a ton of damage. You're going to shield this move up. It's going to be the Weather Ball, as we see the opponent coming into a Tropius. This is looking okay for you. It's not over yet though. You will see that you get the debuff there. This is amazing. The debuff might actually help you out a lot here. You still will be able to survive one charge move here. They have to go for two, but I think this debuff just going to save you easily here, as you can go for another charge move here. And yeah, one more fast move going to knock them out. And this is going to be a good game. You most likely would have won without the debuff as well, but the debuff really helped you there. Next opponent, we see a Drifblim coming in. This is a Core Breaker, and you should have thrown earlier here for sure, because the opponent going to be able to go for an Icy Wind now, which will debuff your attack and it makes this matchup a little bit more awkward. You don't really have to swap out of here, because the Pokemon in the back there, especially the Nidoking, will be able to beat the Bastion anyway. So you can just go ahead, go for the Hydrokin here and go for another one, trying to get the knockout here as well. Let's see what they're going to do here. They're going to let this move go through, most likely. Let's see. Lag. Yeah, okay, yeah, they're going to let this move go through. I don't know if they completely lagged out of here or what's happening here right now. We see the opponent going into the... Okay, yeah, they're completely... No, they're actually not completely lagged out. I don't know what happened there. Maybe you should swap, like, didn't swap out there then, but I guess you try to keep advantage from them lagging there, I guess. Which just makes sense, as you're gonna go for another charge move here as well. They're going to lag again. But they're still there. Like, this is such a weird match. Like, I don't know what's happening here right now. Like, either play or, like, top left, or what's going on here. As you can go for another charge move here that's going to knock them out if they want to let this move go through, but they don't. You're just going to farm them all the way down now with your Nidoking. You can actually go into your Swampert and just try to try to knock them out with that Pokemon here, allowing you now to go into your Nidoking, and this should be a pretty decent game, because a one charge move would knock them out. But yeah, this was a weird game. Next opponent, I think this might be also the final one, has a Pokemon that completely beats your entire team here with the Pelipper. I didn't think about this one, but you most likely also didn't think about this one, because Pelipper literally destroys every single Pokemon on this team. There's not a single Pokemon that Pelipper doesn't destroy, as you can go for two Hydrocans, forcing a shield here, or the knockout. Like, nearly the knockout at least, because you can just take the charge move from the opponent and farm them all the way down with your Nidoking, allowing you to get some extra energy here, which is nice. Let's see what's coming in. Most likely some Steel types in the back usually. We see a Sableye coming in, which is really bad for your team as well. Like, if you win this match, that would be wild. Like, the lead already completely breaks you. This Pokemon completely breaks you. So let's take a look at this. You're gonna just go for the baits the entire time with the Sandstorm. Sandtomb, as you're going to be able to get them pretty low, but not get the knockout there, as you're going to be able to go for another shield. Actually, you shouldn't shield this one. You actually shield this one. Okay, I didn't expect this one. As we see a Medicham in the back. This actually looks pretty okayish now. Medicham going to be a very decent one for you, as you can go for your Shadow Bone here. That's going to do some decent damage and actually going to put them into knockout range. Is this a Psychic here? Is just an Ice Punch? It is a Dynamic Punch for whatever reason, and this is going to be hopefully a good game here. I think you're going to be easily able to win this game. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I am not too happy with the Great League right now. It's still going to be Great League videos mainly, but there's going to be at least a new cup soon, which is going to be fun. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next video and have a great rest of your day. Bye.